Mubix and Raphael Mudge join us for some fast and easy hacking using Armitage, a front-end GUI for Metasploit. All that and more this time on Hak5.
Yeah, hook me up, I'm ready.
This episode of Hak5 is brought to you by The Ben Heck Show, building, modding, and electronics culture, brought to you exclusively by Element 14. GoToAssist Express, support smarter with GoToAssist Express. And Domain.com, got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain, Domain.com.
Hello and welcome to Hak5. My name is Darren Kitchen.
And I'm Shannon Morse.
And we're in the same room, I know.
Look at this. We're in a studio.
Well, it's coming together. It's season 9.
Dude, I am
Well, it's not season 9. It's close. We're
Yeah,
4
it's
weeks
close.
away.
It's close.
So we're
you know
in
what?
build mode.
When we are on season 9, I will be in the Bay Area. Like, literally moved out to the Bay. I am so stoked.
Right, this is your last trip. You're still apartment hunting?
I think I found the one today.
Uh-oh,
yeah,
really?
I think
What
did.
city?
Um,
This is I'm finding out for
I
the
don't
first time.
remember. Let's see. I think it was in the East Bay.
East Bay or Marin?
I looked at a lot today. East Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was in the less expensive area.
Yeah. There's some great stuff in El Cerrito, Albany, and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
There is.
But that's what you didn't tune in to hear about. What is it called?
Where I'm moving?
Real estate. Yeah. This is not the real estate hacker show, although that would be interesting. Instead, we're talking about all sorts of fun, good stuff with our good friend Rob Fuller, aka Mubix.
I love Mubix.
We're talking about his favorite thing, Metasploit.
Oh yeah,
They do a
Metasploit.
great job over there at Rapid7,
Yeah.
and there's this really neat front end to it that gives it a graphical user interface.
What's that?
Well, it's called Armitage,
Okay.
which happens to also be one of my favorite animes.
Yeah, I
Did you
know.
catch
I was
that?
just
Yeah.
thinking about it.
And yeah, it's like it's taking a security approach to Metasploit rather than a hacker. Anyway, you'll see in the interview, but it's
Okay.
really good.
Looking forward to that.
Mubix has Raphael over there from that project talking about it,
Nice.
demoing it. It looks great. I can't wait to play with it because, we all know and love Metasploit, but dude, if it could just be like, a little friendlier.
Like a nice GUI?
Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah.
GUI.
Oh.
It's Java. It's cross-platform.
Oh,
Who doesn't
yes.
love that. Yeah, that's what's going on this week.
Cool.
A little bit of virtualization near the end, but
Sweet.
Yeah, stick around. It'll be good.
Now, I found out a little bit of information, a little bit of hacking news
Mm-hmm.
that I thought you guys would find interesting. George Bronk, you may have heard of him. He's this 23-year-old guy. He's pleaded guilty to charges that he broke into the email accounts of thousands of women. Not cool in my book. But he was able to do it because he was like scouring them for nude photos and then he
Yeah.
posted them on the internet.
I'm sorry, women, why are you keeping nude photos of yourself in your inbox?
Yeah.
Or I guess it would be your sent box.
Yeah.
Or maybe you would just want to delete those.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. Delete those, ladies. Delete them. Trust me, delete those. Anyway, he searched those ladies' Facebook pages and he was able to find the answers to these really, really common security questions. And then he just easily logged into their email accounts by sticking in those security questions. He just figured it all out, like, mother's maiden name and whatnot. Yeah. If you haven't figured it out by now, don't actually truthfully answer those really commonly used security questions because that's just plain stupid. Just don't do it.
I mean, we've talked about password
Yeah,
security.
we've talked about
for-
passwords, like using password hashes and using like different security like software that you can stick on Firefox and whatnot.
Right, extensions
Yeah.
and bookmarklets, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But nobody thinks about those security questions usually. They're just like, oh yeah, this will save my life when I forget about my password. But people can find the answers on Facebook.
Yeah, Google does it right. They actually allow you to use your phone number. And while it's moving the security from, the web to another medium, which can still be hacked in its own right, or I guess in that case, phone freaked. But at least it's like another layer. But you've got to really think about like, okay, well, people can easily find that information. Even if you don't publish it, you might be social engineered. You're at a bar having a good time, and they're like, hey, where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
No way, so did I. What middle school did you go to?
Yeah, I went to Wood Middle School and
No
partially in
way,
Waynesville.
so did I in '77 or something.
Oh no, I was in let's see, I don't know.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
2000?
Fort Leonard Wood, yeah. So
Yeah, you can. Oh, social
actually-
engineering, baby.
I just
What?
had this same problem because I switched over to Sprint, and I don't know, I hate
You
this.
had to
Anyway.
answer your security
Yes,
questions?
I had to. So I signed up for Sprint. In fact, okay, so I've like been making like the whole move to the Bay official
Yeah.
with getting a 415 number,
Yeah.
local area code, or NPA, if you will, and getting a bank account with like a national bank rather than.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I miss
Finally.
those guys over back east. But anyway,
Yeah, I do too.
having to like, oh, okay, Darren, thanks for creating your new account. Can I just go ahead and get you to enter in your security answers to these questions? Like, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I was seriously at the bank, and she was like, can you just fill out these? And I was like, sure. And I was just like, 40 characters with special, special
And I
characters
bet she
and
was
everything.
looking at you like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, she keyed it in and it wouldn't take it. And I've got to say, I'm not going to name the bank, but dude, come on, people.
Wait,
20
like-
character maximum and no special characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What if your mother's maiden name started with a dollar sign?
Yeah.
What percent?
Or it had some like crazy commas and shit in it.
Yeah, my uncle's is
Apostrophes.
like bang, amper, hash, hash, waka, waka, dash. I mean, duh.
Now everybody knows your security question about your uncle.
Oh.
Congratulations, buddy.
Okay. Well, I guess with that all said, I kind of wanted to mention that there's another fun thing. We've talked about MD5 hashes and
Yeah.
things like that in the past. And I got a question like, oh, well, couldn't I just take my mother's maiden name and like make a hash of it using like MD5 or SHA-1 or something? Easily in Linux, just echo space, whatever your secret word is, and then pipe MD5 sum, and you'll get the value. You can also alternatively do like MD5 sum, waka waka EOF, hit
Okay.
enter, type whatever you want, hit Control D, and that'll trick it into thinking your file. You'll get the sum.
But couldn't anybody do that?
Then anybody could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also MD5 can be reversed.
Yes.
So there's that as well. Maybe if you MD5 and SHA-1. I'm just saying, give that some thought. And we're interested in hearing what you guys use, for your security questions or security answers,
Yes.
stuff like that.
You know what I use?
What?
I use a whole bunch of words that are not in English, and then I turn them into leet speak. And it works quite nicely for secret questions, especially if I use a secret question that I can translate into another language.
All right, so I'm going to go get my Japanese dictionary and start adding to
Who said Japanese? Maybe it's in Spanish. Huh?
Do you speak Spanish as well?
Por favor.
You'll do fine here in the East Bay. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to Mubix and thank him so much for joining with Raphael and talking about Armitage.
Gomenasai.
Running your own server doesn't have to cost a fortune. Domain.com virtual private servers start at just $34.95 a month and include all of the tools that you need to manage any size website. In fact, our own site Hak5.org is running on one now. Take charge with cPanel, Plesk, or even SSHN with root access. As a Hak5 viewer, you can get 15% off your order at checkout when you use coupon code HAK5. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain, domain.com.
All right, so today I am joined with Raphael Mudge. Hey, Raph.
Hey, Rob.
How's it going?
Good.
So Raphael is the creator of Armitage. Now, Armitage is an independent GUI for Metasploit. Now, this is a really awesome thing. It has a ton of features built into it. It has the whole trunk and everything for Metasploit, and it makes it really, really easy for someone who doesn't know the console very well and doesn't know how to get around to get sort of a GUI intro to it and use it in professional pen testing. So thanks for coming on. You have a demo for us to show, but real quick, I wanted to step back from that and say, why did you create Armitage?
Oh, well, I created Armitage because I used to work as a security researcher. And I really loved my work, but a piece of guilt I had was I didn't really know how to hack. I never worked as a pen tester. Okay. And I really felt to be in this field, there's a lot of value in knowing how to hack. It's something everybody, if you're going to do network defense, you should know how to hack. You should know what you're up against.
Right.
So I created Armitage to help people learn how to hack and bring them into the process much easier.
Okay, so Armitage is written in...
It's actually written in Java and a language called Sleep.
Sleep?
Sleep. I actually wrote the language several years ago. I've been working on it since 2002.
Wow, awesome. So it's in Java, so that means it works for Windows and Linux and all across the board?
Yep.
And Mac? Okay, so it uses the Metasploit's RPC, right?
That is
RPC
correct.
daemon. And you have to start that up using the RPC daemon in Metasploit. But Armitage does that for you, right?
It can, yes. When you start it, there's a Start RPC button. If you click it, it'll start Metasploit's daemon for you if it can find
awesome. And you need the database going for it. And
Absolutely.
Does it do that as well, or do you have to do that manually?
You have to start up the database yourself,
Okay.
but once it's going, and you have to actually plug the settings in.
Okay.
If you're using Metasploit on Windows,
Okay.
then everything's configured for you in terms of the database.
Gotcha.
On Backtrack Linux as well, the database is also configured. So you just have to start it, and Armitage has the settings already set up for it.
Okay. Can you show us how to do that?
Absolutely. So let's go over here to Backtrack Box.
Okay.
And the first thing we're going to do is start up the database. So we're going to go to Etsy, init.d, and we're going to type MySQL start. Okay?
Okay. So, but Metasploit handles SQLite, which is deprecated, but you can still use it.
Right. I don't recommend using that with Armitage, though.
Okay. And Postgres.
Postgres, yes.
Okay.
And Postgres is perfectly acceptable.
Okay.
So, okay, we've started up the MySQL daemon. Next thing I'm going to do, if you want to start Armitage, go to Pentest Exploits Framework 3. And if you type svn update dot, something you should do regularly, I know you're a fan,
Yep.
you'll actually have Armitage. Armitage is in the Metasploit trunk.
Oh, cool. So I don't have to go get it from anywhere.
No,
it's
you
just,
don't.
It's just right there in the SVN.
Right.
Awesome.
I like it when you come to my homepage, but you can get it from the
What's your homepage?
Oh, you can get Armitage at www.fastandeasyhacking.com.
Nice. All right. So,
Okay, so let's go ahead. We're in the Metasploit directory now. Just do an ls, and you see there's the Armitage executable. So we're just going to do /Armitage.
very cool.
Hit enter. And here we go. We've got our dialog, and we get some choices here. We can either click Start MSF, which will start the RPC daemon, or if I needed to configure the database settings, click this little question mark, and it'll create the little connect string for me.
All right. So is all that default, or is some of that not in there automatically?
Okay, so the DB string on Backtrack is in there automatically.
Okay.
And with the latest version of Armitage on Windows, it'll be in there too because it reads the YAML file with the Postgres database settings.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's good to go. You can set select which DB driver you need. And if you're connecting to an already running Metasploit, like say you had it somewhere else,
RPC, right?
Metasploit RPC daemon,
Okay.
excuse me, then you can punch in the username and password here. If you're just clicking Start MSF, use what's there. It'll generate a password for you automatically.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and click Start MSF. And as you can see, it's saying, okay, connection refused, connection refused. It's working on trying to connect to the Metasploit RPC daemon. Here we go. Using database driver MySQL. It's a good sign. And there we go.
This is Armitage.
This is Armitage.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can you describe the different sections of the GUI that you have?
Absolutely. So Armitage is organized around the attack process.
Okay.
Up here in the menu bar, try to group functionality you might need. For example, things to bring host into Armitage or do an Nmap scanner up here in the host menu. You can import from a Nessus scan. You can import Nmap scan, whatever you need to do.
So does this use the importing that Metasploit has in it, or is this custom for you?
It uses the importing that Metasploit has.
Okay, so anything that Metasploit currently can accept, you can accept as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
And if you're interested in attacking, which we'll get into in the demo, there's the attacks menu where you can launch client sides or get recommendations for remote exploits.
Okay, and we're going to do a client side today?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Real
world stuff.
Very real world. We're not hacking since, it's greater than 2003 right now.
No more
so.
MSO 8067. Awesome.
Oh, man,
Yay,
I was going to do
demos.
that one.
All right.
Okay, so let's get kicked off with an Nmap scan.
Okay.
All right? And then as we use the other features, I'll introduce them.
So I can kick off Nmap just like I can in DB Nmap through Armitage.
Absolutely. Down here, we have a Metasploit console. So anything you could do in the normal Metasploit console, the tab completion, that's all there.
Awesome.
You can actually got a nice little find feature if you need to search for stuff.
Wow.
So, and if you're getting
Now, just a real stop. Do you have it so that it stores what happens in there anywhere in the text file?
I haven't done that yet. I do plan to add some sort of reporting and auditing features.
Okay.
Before I create those, I really don't know what people want or need.
Gotcha.
So I want to get a feel for that before I create something that's just bloat.
Okay, so where does someone send like feature requests?
The best way is to go to the website or email contact@fastandeasyhacking.com.
Okay.
I respond to all emails. So.
Awesome.
Okay, so continuing along, right here we've got the Metasploit console, so you can really think of this as a GUI grown up around the Metasploit console.
Okay.
Have you used Immunity Debugger?
I have.
Okay, it's kind of like that versus GDB.
Understood.
A lot of power, but it's still command line oriented.
Very good. Very nice.
Okay. So let's go ahead and kick off an Nmap scan. We could do it with just db_nmap, or we can choose any of these Nmap scan options. I'm going to do a quick scan that does some OS detection.
Okay.
And I'll punch in my address range, 172.168.0/24. So you go ahead and put in your network description like you would with Nmap and click OK. Okay, now the scan's complete. And Armitage tells you what to do next. If you want to attack, use attacks, find attacks. We'll go to that in a second. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit OK. And what we have here is this is the target area. This shows you the targets that Armitage currently knows about as reported by Nmap.
Okay.
So each host, Armitage tries to tell you what kind of operating system it thinks it is. Thinks this
And
host
gives you a nice little image looking how you think it is, like Windows for Windows, Mac for, or Penguin for Mac, and a printer on there.
Yeah, this printer, one of the hosts is running cups, the Unix printing daemon.
Awesome.
So Nmap thought it was a printer. So Armitage shows you a printer.
All right, but you don't get any output from Nmap. It just goes straight into the database. So I'm a big stickler for running Nmap outside, and then importing stuff. That way you have everything logged, and you can look for the Gmap, Nmap, or XML, and you can import those into any tool. Would you recommend doing the same thing, or do you recommend doing it this way?
No, I recommend running Nmap outside of Armitage. And the reason for that is you can actually see the progress of your scan.
Okay.
Right now, it makes a great demo to go to host Nmap scan. It's quick, it's dirty, it's easy, but
Right.
overall, when you're doing an actual pen test, really run Nmap outside of
So
Armitage.
yeah, you can save those results and look.
Absolutely,
All right.
and you can import
Awesome.
them. So
All right, so now that we got everything there, we're going to attack, right?
yeah, let's go ahead and
Awesome.
let's hack a box. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Control S. It's going to change the layout of the hosts real quick and put them into a stack layout. It's just
Very
easier
cool.
to visualize. And I'm going to delete this printer. So I'm going to go to Host, Remove Host. And here we go. We've got our working set of targets. If I want to attack a host in Armitage, I have two options. I can either launch a client-side attack, or I can use a remote exploit.
Okay.
So to start things off, let's go ahead and kick it off with a client-side attack.
All right, so you go over to the module viewer. What do you call it?
The module browser.
Okay.
All of Metasploit's modules are available from this browser. You can navigate to any of them, or you can search for one.
So does the modules update with the SVN, or is it, or do you have to put them in each time there's a new one?
It updates automatically, actually,
very cool.
which
Okay.
is really nice. Armitage will grow with Metasploit.
Awesome.
I have to add support for the post modules, but once I add that, then as new ones are added, they'll be available to you.
Great.
So you actually have two options. You can go to attacks, and right here, these menus show the different client-side attacks available to you. And it's all the ones taken from the great level, great or excellent rated exploits.
Okay.
Because
And that level is based off of
reliability.
and how, if the exploit will turn over the service or process.
Right.
Or box.
Yeah, great and excellent are very safe, mostly safe and reliable. Excellent is usually something, a flaw in the logic, where great is a memory corruption that's very reliable. And Armitage gives you those by default. You can actually go to the settings and change that, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible without overwhelming you. So if I wanted to, one of my favorite exploits actually, just because of its universalness, is under browser attacks. Excuse me, I can't do that once it's newer version of Armitage, which is not in trunk yet.
You can do it. That's fine.
No, it won't work because this is the version in trunk.
Okay.
So, all right, well, what we're going to do is here we are on the console. We'll go to, what's a good one? One of my favorites. Recently, JDoc released a 0-day for Internet Explorer, but it's rated great level, right?
Right.
So, or not great, it's good, actually. And so it doesn't show up in these menus. So if you wanted to launch that attack, you can't. You have to search for it.
Okay.
But I want to show you.
Could I launch it from down in the console area?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's first off, we'll do the module browser, and we'll do something from the console a little bit later. But I'm going to search for MS11 because that's where the exploit is, and there it is, MS11 IE CSS import. If I double click on it, I get a little description of the exploit. For example, this module exploits a memory corruption vulnerability. Okay. I like to change the URI path to / and change that to 80. And I can change any of the options by just double clicking it and it'll let me edit it.
Okay, so the URI path specifies where the exploit will be hosted at.
Right, which directory it'll be served out of.
Right.
Because in Metasploit, I could serve multiple exploits off of one web server instance.
Right.
So another neat thing too is you can click Show Advanced Options and see a lot more options.
And you can change it so that it's SSL. You can do a bunch of other things.
Absolutely.
Anything that Metasploit can do, right?
Anything Metasploit you can do, you can change.
Very nice.
One thing I will say, when you launch an exploit via the module browser or the exploit launcher, it chooses the payload for you. Armitage does.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the things. It's a choice the software makes for you because it's just something easier. It's usually the same thing: Meterpreter on Windows, a shell on Unix. If you're using something that can take Java Meterpreter, it uses that.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and launch our attack. So we're just going to click Launch. And Armitage will open up a new tab. And you can actually see, in this case, it's doing use, exploits, Windows, all the things you would type. Armitage is doing it for you.
So is that doing it through a resource file?
No,
is it creating a resource file, or is it just sending those commands via RPC directly?
it's just opening up a console and sending the commands over RPC.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So what I've got here is I can see local IP and see where the web server is at. Just highlight that. Let me right-click. Now let's go over to a victim machine.
All right, so I'm Johnny Victim going over.
All right, Johnny Victim. Let me do this real quick. Windows. We'll go to Windows 7. A lot of people are usually interested in seeing modern operating systems hacked. And what I'm going to do, paste in the URL here and hit enter. And see that little dot of death, okay? Now let's go back to our attack console and watch the action unfold.
So all this user did was go to
this URL.
That single URL.
Yep, you can send it in an email or you can, whatever you need to do.
So you got a lightning bolt. What does that mean?
That means we've compromised the host. Our exploit was successful. Anytime you compromise a host with Armitage, the computer turns red and gets lightning bolts around
Awesome. So does Armitage automatically keep the exploit going, or does it stop it after it gets the first session?
In the case of a client side like this, it keeps it going.
Okay.
So you can keep serving up exploits all day long.
Awesome. All right, so what's next?
Okay, so one thing I find is people, when they first are new to Metasploit, they're usually like, okay, great, I've hacked the computer, but what do I do next?
Right.
So Armitage really focuses on post-exploitation. One of the first things we're going to need to do in this special case, though, is because we're in the browser, we want to migrate out of it.
That's because we got a memory corruption bug, right?
Yeah, we have a memory corruption bug. It's not so stable in that memory space. And if the user closes the browser, then our session goes bye-bye.
Right.
So what we're going to do is right-click the host. We're going to go to Meterpreter 3. We're going to go to Interact, Meterpreter Shell. Okay. And this is just your Meterpreter shell. You can do everything you would normally do in Meterpreter right here. And we're going to run migrate-f, which...
So we're going to run migrate, right? But that's a Meterpreter script, right?
Yes.
But you have migrate built into it. What's the difference here?
Oh, so I have an option to create a new Meterpreter session with to duplicate your access.
Okay.
So there's actually two options. On one, you can duplicate your session. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can give that a try. Let's see what it does. The other option is you can open up a process browser, and when you open that up, you have the option to migrate into another process.
Okay.
But you have to either be an admin or have a process you can migrate into.
Gotcha. But the Meterpreter run migrate, the Meterpreter script, actually starts a new process, right?
Right.
Okay.
Both the access duplication technique and migrate-f both start a new Meterpreter.
Gotcha. Okay.
So migrate it in. Sometimes the access duplicate access takes a minute, so we're just going to go, this version of Meterpreter is not supported with this script for upload exec. That's too bad. So what we'll do is we'll just resort to migrate-f.
Awesome.
And here we go, migrating to process 3764. And new server, and I think that's it.
All right, so let's skip over to Johnny on the Spot's computer real quick, just to see if what happens on his side. What will the user see?
All right, let's go ahead and go over there. So we're going to go to our Windows 7 host.
All right, so it's still going. So if he closes that, though, like he's like, oh no, it's going to...
Oh my God, somebody did something. So we'll just close that browser. It's kind of frozen. You know, I guess she went to a website, shouldn't have.
Right. But we still have our Meterpreter shell, even if he closes it, since we migrated.
Right.
All right, so you said post-exploitation's big in Armitage, right?
Right.
All right, so let's see some of that.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to our backtrack host, our attack console. And here you go. You can see we still have a session. And just to verify that for myself, I'm going to type sysinfo. There we go. All right, good. I feel good about life. So
no demo fail.
Demo fail. Oh, it's always scary when you're live. So
right.
One of the things we can do is here in the interpreter shell, I can actually right-click and access all the menus for that session. I don't have to go back to the targets area all the time.
Okay.
And some things you might want to do is, for example, if I want to, I can see what processes are running on the host. And right here, you can see at the bottom, Notepad. That's us.
Right.
Because we migrated out of the Internet Explorer. Another option, I can browse the file system.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, just typical stuff. You can upload, download files, rename them, whatever
Okay.
you need to do. I like to think that like AOL. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. So, okay, so let's go ahead and let's do something for real. Let's become an admin, okay?
Great.
So one of the ways you can escalate privileges, Metasploit or Meterpreter has several localhost privilege escalation exploits built in. So you can click Escalate Privileges under the Access menu. And all it does is uses the get system command. There we go. Got system via Technique 4.
Yay.
We're admin.
So Technique 4 is actually KitTrap, right?
Right.
Okay. So that was patched in
It was
2010?
It was patched in 2010.
Early 2010, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we're using an unpatched Windows 7 box, and
Okay.
for demo's sake. So, in any case, okay, great, we're admin. Well, what are some of the things we can do if we're curious? Well, one of the things you might want to do is you might want to go ahead and dump the hashes on the host.
Right.
And one of the ways common for attacking Windows network is once you have that foothold, you dump what's called the SAM database, and it has encrypted versions of all the passwords people who've accessed the host recently.
Right.
And you can use that to log into other hosts.
Okay.
It's called pass the hash because
Right.
you're passing the encrypted hash. So we go ahead and click dump hashes, and operation failed. The parameter is incorrect.
Uh-oh.
Having a bad demo day today.
I had to mention demo fail, so that obviously means there's going to be a demo fail.
Let's see here.
Try run hash dump just right inside there.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That's pretty bizarre. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my software, so
There we go.
right after this, I'm going to be like coding away, patching this one way or the other.
Nice.
So when you do run hash dump, you end up with several of the hashes. Let me just verify that these are in the credentials database. So let's give that a mint refresh, and yeah, okay, we're good.
Great.
So one of the things you can do is a pass the hash attack. And the way you do that is you highlight a host that's on the same domain as that host. And right here, you're like, well, can't really do too much. I've got FTP or HTTP open on this host. So let's go ahead and look at this one. And it's telling me nothing.
Well,
That's XP.
It shows open on there.
Yep, that's XP. This one's on the domain now. Okay, so if I go to services, I can actually see that this box is FTPD 5.0. That tells me, oh, this is Windows 2000, so Nmap lied to us. Usually it gets it right in this case, but that's okay. The miracle of demos.
Right.
So what we're going to do is, well, let's go to attacks, find attacks by port, and Armitage will run DB AutoPwn in the background
Okay.
to get up a list of potential attacks that can apply to this host.
Okay, so it's not actually exploiting it.
No.
It's not going after anything. It's just showing you the attacks that are possible for the host that it's seeing.
Right, and it uses that to construct an attack menu for each host, so you can right-click that host and see what attack options are available to you.
All right, so how long does this take?
It takes a few seconds. It'll come back up in a minute or so. There we go. Attack analysis complete.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Yeah, and it even tells you, you'll see an attack menu attached to each host in the targets window. So if we go over here, click attack, go to SMB, and go to pass the hash,
Okay.
we click that, and it comes up and it's got all of our hashes.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah, so you don't have to like copy and paste. Kind of
Okay.
convenient. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to use a reverse connection here, and that just tells the host to connect back to me once it's successful.
Okay.
And click launch.
Now this isn't actually routing through anything. We might get to that later, but this is coming directly back out to you.
Right, this is coming directly back out to me.
Okay.
We'll set up pivoting in a moment.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite features, but you can see here we were successful in our attack.
Okay.
Because computers turned red with lightning bolts.
We got lightning bolts.
We've got lightning bolts. So let's say I want to attack other hosts. Let's say I want to see what's behind that host. Okay, what other networks are available to me?
And we do our basic post exploitation after that.
Right. We
Same
would.
thing. We'd browse files. We'd do everything that we saw earlier.
Absolutely. But in this case, like, okay, well, once we've done those things, then we want to go further, maneuver into the network.
Right.
So what you can do is set up pivoting. So we go to Interpreter 4, pivoting, set up, and it gives us a dump of the different networks available to this host.
Okay. So if this was actually behind a firewall or something, we could actually route through this session using the pivoting and hit other boxes.
Absolutely.
If these boxes were actually behind
Absolutely.
something else. Okay.
So when we click Add Pivot, Armitage draws this green line, and what I'm going to do is do the Control H, which is a hierarchical layout, hierarchical, and you can see it's got the pivot host on top here, okay?
Right.
Now, any of these hosts that were within the range of that pivot have a green line drawn to them.
Okay.
And, well, one thing you might say, though, is, okay, well, if this is something behind a firewall, like say
You'd only have one.
I'd only have one.
Right.
How do you scan behind from a compromised host? Because Nmap won't go through the pivot.
Right.
What you can do is you can use Metasploit's discovery scans. Just click MSF scans, pop in that subnet, and it'll scan for you using all of Metasploit's discovery modules, all 19 of them.
Wow. Okay. Very, very, very nice.
Yeah, so just something convenient there. So let's say, okay, fine, I want to attack one of these hosts. Let's go over here. And I think we said we weren't going to do MSO8067, but it's
that's
just
cool.
a demo exploit, right?
Definitely.
All right, so what we'll do is click on MSO8067.
Everybody has to use it.
Yeah, and it comes up here with all the different options already configured for us because we clicked on that host. So technically, we could just click launch and it'll work. If you need to set the target for the exploit, you can do that. Just click on it. I know this is a Service Pack 2 box, so to guarantee there's no demo fail.
All right, so just a real quick point to make sure is when the exploit goes through Metasploit's pivoting, it's actually going through your interpreter session. The exploit is actually sending it through there, through the interpreter that you already have.
Right.
However, once the payload executes on the exploited box, it's coming directly out to you.
It depends if you're using a bind connection or not. I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think it uses the actual session, at least.
Right. So if you're using a bind, your
Right.
routing will actually.
It'll connect through the pivot host.
Right.
Right. In this case, we'll use the bind. We're not going to do a reverse. We'll just use the bind exploit. So we'll just go ahead and click launch. Everything's configured for us. I've set it to XP Service Pack 2. Click launch and oops. There we go.
You know what? I'm not actually sure if it goes through the pivot or not.
I think it does. I
Okay.
think I did like a netstat-NA or something like that early on.
Well, that's a good thing, just to try and figure out.
So when we wait, please work. Demo gods, don't fail me. And there we go.
We got lightning.
We got lightnings. Even more, because that pivot's in use, we've got a bright green arrow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Indicating that the... Oh, actually, yes. When you go to the console and you type sessions, just something here, it actually shows you the connections, how they're set up,
Right.
which hosts are set up through, so you can see the peers.
Okay. So if we go on this box, we're gonna take our demo to a close. Can we go on this box and see if it's the netstat?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to Interact, Command Shell. I have one thing I would like to do when we close out the demo, but we're going to do just a netstat-NA. And I only see, I see a connection to 152.
And that's it.
That's it.
Wow. Okay. So you definitely, if you're routing through, you want to go with the bind.
Yeah.
Well, that's if UAC's not there, because that bind it might.
The dialogue might come up on this stuff.
You definitely want to test any exploits you do and how you do them beforehand before you actually do them live. But for this demo, this is working amazingly.
Right. One thing I'd like to show you too, real quick, as we kind of bring things to a close, is under Explore, you got to do the obligatory screenshot,
Obviously, right?
Armitage has a nice little screenshot browser, so you can actually tell it to watch, take a screenshot every 10 seconds, works with the webcam too, or just refresh. Mm-hmm. And we can see that whoever here is working on super secret stuff.
Very nice ending of this demo. That's amazing. We got our secret stuff on our Windows.
I gotta have it.
Got our goal. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. This has been a really eye-opening view of Armitage. I've used it a little bit, but I didn't see some of these other amazing little options. And I hope that our viewers will try it out, test it out, and send emails to contact at
fastandeasyhacking.com.
Fastandeasyhacking.
Well, it's Armitage. She's fast and easy. can edit that out.
Nice. All right. Well, I don't know who's next, so Darren's going to have to kick it. But thanks for coming on, and we'll see you again later.
Thank you again, Rob.
Yep.
Join modding wizard Ben Heck and friends as they build and modify a host of amazing community-inspired creations. The Ben Heck Show is brought to you exclusively by Element 14, the online store and community for electronics design engineers. In this latest episode, Ben builds a pinball machine, and he breaks in his new CNC machine. Tune in at element14.com/tbhs.
In place of trivia this week, we decided to do something a little bit more interactive. As you guys know, we are big fans of Easter egg hunts and other contests of the sort. So we teamed up with GoToAssist Express to bring you our first ever series of, get this, Hak5 hacker challenges. Oh yeah. Using techniques demonstrated on previous episodes of Hak5, you'll have the opportunity to compete for the title of Supreme Elite Hacksawer. All you have to do is sign up for a free GoToAssist Express account at gotoassist.com/hak5, HAK5. And then this Saturday, January 22nd, between the hours of 12 and 4 p.m. Pacific time, email a support session key to challenge@hak5.org. We will have 64 simultaneous virtual machines accepting your requests and providing access to our lab network, where you will be issued the first timed challenge. The contestants with the best times will be highlighted on next week's episode of Hak5, and we will hook you up with some wicked Hak5 and Dale Chase swag. Awesome! Happy hacking, and we would like to thank our sponsor, GoToAssist Express.
If you work with clients and colleagues to resolve computer issues, I have an incredible remote support tool that will make you look like a hero while saving you time and money and boosting productivity. GoToAssist Express, brought to you by Citrix, lets you easily resolve computer issues in real time or after hours while your customers are away from their computers, allowing you to be more productive. In fact, on average, GoToAssist Express users report a 40% increase in productivity. That's like getting 2 extra workdays back a week. Try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/hak5.
Well, that just about wraps up this episode of Hak5. But before we get going, you know we value your feedback. And Shannon, tell me we got something in the inbox.
Peja wrote to us. Peja?
Peja. Yeah, let's go with that.
Peja? Okay. He wrote to us, he wanted to point out Turnkey Linux, turnkeylinux.org. They have these virtual appliances for everything from file servers, torrent servers, email servers, web servers, and help desk systems. You've checked this out
Yes.
a little bit?
Help desk systems.
Help desk.
Linux. You
We
know
like
who you
free-
are. Anyway.
Feedback.
So, no, I'll tell you later. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to get a system up and running quickly, we talked about Proxmox. So we talked
Right,
about
yeah.
how they've got a marketplace and app store, if you will. 'Cause
Everybody
does.
has an app store. Yeah.
And this is just another place where you can get those because they've put together some really amazing systems. I'm going to be playing with some of their stuff later and just letting you know that we're still on the virtualization kick. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out to you in case you need a virtualization, like, you know, just an ISO that's got like a ticketing system or a web server or whatever it need be, already built and ready to go. And thank you so much, Peja, for sending that by.
Yes, thank you, Peja. And so Charity Water, I've talked about this in the past, but I'm a huge fan of making donations to communities in need. Charity Water is this company that has been donating 100% of the money it raises to build wells, and it brings clean water to any communities in need because, well, 1 billion people don't have clean water anywhere. So we decided to join up with them, and you can go over to revision3.com/charitywater to help us out, get involved, get donations in, and you can learn more about the service. And you know, it's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hey,
It's a good thing to do.
without clean water, we couldn't have good beer.
I completely agree.
Where's yours?
I already drink it.
Okay. Well, tell me about the Technolust photo of the week because that's what I'm really here for.
The Technolust photo of the week is from Zachary. Zachary, thank you. Okay,
Awesome
Doodle
pizza
Jump.
in the East Bay. Sorry, Zachary's.
Doodle Jump.
Doodle Jump.
Doodle Jump.
That's where you just jump
It's
around.
this video game on your iPhone where you jump around and you gain
It's like
points by-
crisscross.
Yeah, it's It's addictive.
Yeah?
And I didn't know this, but you can edit it, apparently. And he was able to stick this text in there that says Hak5 rules.
Oh, right. I
Very cool.
actually just watched a presentation on hacking flash games. Good stuff you can do with packet sniffing, injecting a little bit of your own stuff. And thank you, Zachary, for putting
I was
Hak5
like,
rules at the top of a game like that. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have photos, send them over to feedback@hak5.org.
We got plenty other websites. We got sites. We've got pages over at our website.
That I
There's
worked on.
terminology to be had here. Hak5.org/store is one of those pages
Yes.
where you can get yourself clothed in Technolust.
One of my most
Don't be naked.
exciting moments in life is whenever I walk into a store and somebody's wearing a Hak5 shirt.
Really?
It just makes my day.
Awesome. That's good stuff. So get yours over there. Also, if you would like to just go ahead and support the show for free, you can do that at hak5.org/subscribe. Find out all the ways to get the show delivered to you on a weekly basis.
Cool.
And hey, in 4 weeks, you know what that means. Season 9 at your door. No waiting. I'm just saying.
I'm so excited.
Except for the extras. So what about bar camp? We need to talk
Yeah,
about
so
that.
what is a bar camp exactly?
It's essentially like where you can basically get together with your peoples, your geeks, your nerds, your
Oh, okay.
hackers.
It's a geek
and-
fest.
Right. It's imagine a conference except it's held at a bar. It's a small knit
That
group
is a
of people.
conference. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Small knit group of people, single subject, one talk.
Okay.
Imagine like a DC meeting or a 2600 meeting or something like that. But there's these cool bar camp philosophy that I
Okay.
would like to
That
get
sounds
Hak5
fun.
involved in.
All right,
So we're
yeah.
thinking about doing that in the area.
Yay! When I get out here,
Yeah, we'll do one in the East Bay for you.
one.
Well, we'll do a couple in the East Bay and San
Okay.
Francisco and Marin.
Okay, cool.
Or if you're
All right.
nearby and you think that you've got a great group of people that would like to meet us and talk about some Technolust, and that's what we're soliciting, is wondering what you guys would like to hear at some bar camps. Maybe we can even like record some, do some special features
Yeah.
on the website, stuff like that.
That'd be
I
fun.
just basically want to throw out the idea for you guys because, hey, it's been like 5 years. Let's
Yeah.
get involved, you know? Like, let's get more interactive. I mean, we got like a new hack wall coming up. We got a new studio. We got
Yay.
all this good stuff. So
Hack wall? I'm so excited.
I know, so great. I got some really good hardware. You're gonna
All
love
right.
it. It's not gonna be all
You
bright
wanna-
and
you wanna
nasty
save
over
it
there
for the
anymore.
next
Yeah, we'll save it for
All right,
then.
yeah.
But I just wanted to let you know that you can send your suggestions before the garage door completely ruins the D block. Suggestions over at feedback@hak5.org. And until
Trust
your
Technolust.
Technolust.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Wow, there's a car driving.
There's a
into
car driving
There's
into
a car
the
driving
studio.
into the studio. That's how we end the show now.
That's awesome.
Yes.
It's a take.
Now, Armitage is a crap.
I wouldn't say it's crap. Actually, I think it's pretty decent. I really put a lot of work into it. And some people might think it's crap, you know. I don't know. Like, it is just a Java GUI, and I get a lot of crap for making a Java GUI. 'Cause Java's kind of considered lame.
Stop making fun of me.
But-
All right, let's start over. That was Darren. That was Darren texting me, by the way. That's your fault.